City volunteers celebrated the inauguration of the Kanaga DaAi village in the Philippines.慈济and the Department of Social Welfare visit Malaysia's impoverished families. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Suri Su. Thank you for joining us. In the Philippines, Kanaga DaAi village held an inauguration for the disaster-affected residents to move into their new homes. Moreover, some new residents moved into the Ormoc DaAi village as well. Many city volunteers from various countries also went there to deliver their best wishes. The band, formed by local children, is playing lively music as the group of people moves forward. City volunteers lead the residents to enter Kanaga DaAi village. Since most residents are Catholic, a prayer ceremony was held.
Then 5 years after, Chuchi Foundation is still here.
5 years ago, Typhoon Haiyan devastated many houses in Kanaga. Then an earthquake struck last year. After City helped build DaAi village, the residents move in at different times.
Today, 56 households will move in, and a month later, another 64 households will move in. Since many volunteers from various countries have come to serve in the free clinic here, we've invited them to come and deliver their best wishes to the residents.
With 3 bedrooms and 2 living rooms, other families can enjoy the spacious house.
Master room. Okay. Can you?
The 17-year-old boy lived in Ormoc 5 years ago. After his house was destroyed by Typhoon Haiyan, he became homeless for 2 months.
No house?
Yes.
And where are you sleeping?
We got a tent. It's very nice and thank you. Thank you.
After moving around for more than 4 years, he moved into a prefabricated house with his relatives 2 months ago. With the help of City volunteers, these affected residents can finally enjoy the warmth of a home and start a new chapter of their lives. Integrating environmental protection concepts into everyday life, DaAi Technology continues to use their creativity to promote eco-friendly products. It's with great joy that the 11th eco-friendly concept store is now open to the public at Xindian Hall. It combines medical, humanistic culture, and technology all into one.
Unveiling what's underneath the red cloth, a burst of cheers. The 11th DaAi Technology Eco-Friendly Concept Store has officially opened. It's located at the Xindian Hall. Many came to witness it firsthand.
I have seen many different places before, but I think this one is the best so far. There is a lot of attention to detail, and the design has been well thought out. There are a lot of more added humanistic cultural pieces. From the perspective of a consumer, I think I really enjoy walking into this place.
Looking around the 43 square meter space, using dark wood tones and matching arc lines, it's serene but not dull. The most eye-catching decoration is the giant PET bottle wall installation, which shows the design ingenuity. However, in the very beginning, Zhang Yi, the designer of the place, had to overcome many challenges tossed his way.
The opening is facing the courtyard, not the front doors, so I had to find a way to not be so hidden from the outside. That's why I designed a window facing the front doors. There's also the large PET bottle display.
Turning defects into advantages, it not only attracts the crowds, but also spreads Dharma. Forget about posters, instead using the visual effects of large window panes to convey the concept of environmental protection. It's also a great way to let recycling volunteers see their efforts come to light.
It's such a beautiful space. In fact, many of our recycling volunteers are so happy upon seeing this place. All the recyclable goods that we sorted can be made into such high-quality products. It's amazing.
In the past, there was just a small stand. Now there's an eco-friendly concept store extending from the hospital all the way to the Jingsi Books and Cafe, combining medical, humanities, and technology all in one. This will also become an important place to promote environmental protection concepts in the future.
Malawi is known as the warm heart of Africa, and this was definitely the case when South African city volunteers visited the area. They found the people to be friendly and live a simple life. For example, a man helped recover a suitcase a volunteer had lost just out of his kindness. Meanwhile, city volunteers were so moved by the local children's daily struggles that they gave them 20 pairs of shoes.
After receiving help by others, it is natural for some to want to pay back to society. Mike and his brother think fondly of their old school, Namalango Lia School, and and bring Tzu Chi volunteers for a visit. Many of the students here are from poor families and go to school wearing rags.
As I already showed you that email to say, 5 years ago, I wrote to some very influential person to say, I want to help people, I want to give shoes to primary school kids. 5 years ago, nobody came in to help. 5 years later now, you guys are coming in and it's just like something, a dream come true.
And how are you? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You are welcome. You are special. You are also handsome.
The simple class is conducted with dignity, though the number of tables and chairs is insufficient. Children have to huddle around in groups, though they don't lose any of their enthusiasm for learning. Although they are poor, many Malawi children are good at English and can easily converse in the language.
I am Stanford Chataiga, head teacher of Namirango Primary School. We've been privileged today receiving our friends from Seichi organization. They came here to give shoes to our learners who are needed.
Originally, 50 pairs of shoes were brought by South African volunteers to be given to local volunteers in Malawi. At their advice, 20 pairs were set aside for poor children who received these shoes and these blessings. This case of cross-border compassion and care also experienced a touching moment as a suitcase fell out of the van. A man riding a bicycle picked up the suitcase and also a wheel that had broken off and caught up with the volunteers who were headed to the airport. Tzu Chi volunteers pledged to keep in touch with this honorable man who is yet another seed of compassion in this developing country.
In the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, many affected residents have yet to recover. Having received prepaid cash cards provided by Tzu Chi, the Puerto Rico residents were able to get back to mostly a normal life. In one of the affected areas, San Juan, people are very grateful. They vow to help others in need in the future.
We came here to help the disaster survivors because they are suffered. So we want to give them the debit card so they can have the money to buy the materials to repair their houses that were damaged by the Hurricane Maria.
My house was totally destroyed. I lost everything.
I lost everything. The whole roof blew off. I lost all my belongings.
The hurricane completely damaged the walls. I lost the refrigerator and stove. I lost everything.
I'm a professor at University of Puerto Rico teaching music. Since last year, I was hoping that Tzu Chi could be here because I knew so many people were suffering, and now my dream came true.
They gave me some solar power light bulbs and gave me $800 for my husband and I to buy clothes and food.
They gave me these little solar panel light bulbs and $600 to purchase those belongings. I will use it to buy a washing machine because that's what I need more than anything else at the moment.
They gave me $600 bedding, towels, and clothing for my children. They gave me a bamboo coin band, and I asked if I feel it where I could take it to continue helping. I'm going to take the coin back to my 11-year-old boy so he can learn to be more humble. It will let him know that there are people who are in need in this world, people who are sometimes worse off than us, and you have to give that little you have to your neighbors.
We accumulate all this little money income to become big monies, and we can help people worldwide.
Tzu Chi is a great organization, and I trust them.
El mensaje que dio
The message he read made me cry. It's a spectacular foundation.
I met some people who were so thankful when they read the letter from Zheng Yan, Master Zheng Yan. They were so touched and they shed tears, and I was touched too.
In Klang, Malaysia, one elderly Tzu Chi volunteer has been doing recycling for 15 years. She has faced life's challenges with a broad mind. Although she's now well educated, she still listens to Dharma Master Zheng Yan's teachings, as she believes that it is never too late to learn.
72-year-old Woon On Moon learned about Tzu Chi through doing recycling. She started to do recycling with her neighbors on the monthly recycling day since 15 years ago.
I told them that we need to cultivate our blessings instead of asking for it. After setting up a recycling point here, I made it convenient for the neighbors to protect the environment and stop throwing trash on the ground.
Other than doing recycling, she wakes up early every morning to listen to Buddhist teachings.
Dharma Master Zheng Yan puts in much effort to teach us. We are senior now and we should seize the time to learn from her. When I encounter words I don't understand, I'll look it up in the dictionary. I apply the same method when listening to morning sermons.
When Nomue only has an elementary school degree, whenever she heard difficult words, she would look it up in the dictionary. As she learned more about Buddhist scriptures, she has also changed gradually.
Sometimes we need to consider things from others' points of view. For example, we might get angry when a child is disobedient. However, now I'll think about the reason behind her reaction.
At the end of 2017, she was diagnosed with a tumor growing out again at her bladder. Buddhist teachings are what accompanied her through the medical treatment spiritually.
Birth, aging, sickness, and death come naturally, so I don't worry about it much. It may be that all of us have lessons in life we need to take and learn from it.
Through volunteer work, she has put Buddhist teachings into practice. She treasures every moment to live a modest and fulfilling life.
In Malaysia, Tzu Chi volunteers in Kuala Lumpur and Selangor have been helping local impoverished families seek government subsidies. Volunteers have also brought staff from the Department of Social Welfare to visit these families so that they can understand their needs.
Tzu Chi Selangor and Kuala Lumpur chapter volunteers conduct regular home visits. This time, 2 more guests join them. The officer from the Social Welfare Department of the government accompany volunteers to conduct home visits. They've maintained a good relationship due to long-term collaborations.
We've known each other for 2 years, and we've handled many cases together. Tzu Chi played a vital role to connect the governments with individual cases, and it's beneficial that volunteers have brought us people in need of assistance. The Social Welfare Department can't visit every household like this, and Tzu Chi has helped us with this.
Some individuals can't understand Malaysian, so they can't fill the forms. Volunteers will explain to them clearly, and it is of great help for us, especially for Chinese care recipients.
Volunteers and social workers went into each household to learn about the needs of impoverished families in hopes to provide them with the most practical assistance.
In Taiwan, the Ministry of Health and Welfare has recognized 40 medical institutes for promoting the concept of palliative care. Among the awarded medical institutes, Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital is being recognized for the 7th time. In addition, Dalian Tzu Chi Hospital and Taichung Tzu Chi Hospital are winning the awards for the 2nd and 3rd time, respectively.
Since 2006, McKay Memorial Hospital has been actively promoting patients' letter of intent for hospice and palliative care. In recent years, the hospital also encourages the patients to know their intent on the health insurance cards.
各个社区当中的服务据点。
We've held many health day events at the care service stations in different communities. We inform the public that if they are terminally ill, they can choose their palliative care.
Taipei Tzu Chi Hospital has been recognized for the 7th time this year. It has done a good job in promoting the concept of hospice and palliative care. Nevertheless, some people still have their doubts.
你切了这个东西之后呢，
After signing this, you still need the recognition of 2 doctors. They must prove that you are terminally ill before you can choose hospice and palliative care.
According to past statistics, the wasted medical costs spent on treating terminally ill patients were more than $3 million. If we can reduce the ineffective treatment provided to terminally ill patients, they can enjoy better life quality as well as reduce the waste of medical resources.
As times have changed, more people have come to accept the concept of hospice and palliative care. A total of 40 medical institutes have been recognized by the Ministry of Health and Welfare for their efforts in promoting such concept. More than 570,000 people have signed letter of intent, hoping that they can face the last stage of their lives with dignity and life quality. Lai Ying-jo has returned to Pingdong to establish a Firefly ecological area after his retirement. To many people, he's known as the Firefly Godfather. He recently passed away due to cancer and has become a silent mentor for medical students.
In mid-October, Lai Ying-jo, who is known as the godfather of fireflies, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. Many did not expect him to depart so quickly.
I only knew last week. At that time, we simply hoped that Ying-jo would be able to recover soon and come back to Tzu Chi.
25 years ago, because of his daughter's request, Lai Ying-jo became involved in protecting fireflies. After retirement, he set up a firefly ecological center in his hometown in Pingdong.
Dad, thank you for teaching us from an early age. Thank you for teaching us about science and making this exhibition. Thank you for teaching kids and allowing us to see fireflies, which have returned to many places.
Lai Ying-jo is a Zizheng father. He also led students from Tzu Chi University this summer on a 2-month exchange program in Suzhou. These students turned up to accompany him on his final journey.
This is a Dharma gift from our group. I think it's not bad and I wanted to give it to him, but I never had a chance.
Lai and his wife had participated in a dozen international disaster relief activities. Now that his life has passed, he will live on as a silent mentor, and everyone is looking forward to the new lessons that he can teach.
In Taiwan, a team headed to the旗山liaison office to conduct health checkups to their local recycling volunteers. Meanwhile, at Silent Tzu Chi office, the volunteers checked the blood pressure of the seniors and led various health exercises.
Counting out loud, seeing how long one can bend their limbs for, changing the position and trying again. This is an important part for the team of doctors to assess the body's overall status. There's also an electrocardiogram and ultrasound that can be done on site. The Kaohsiung Tima team went to the旗山liaison office to provide medical services for the recycling volunteers.
Many of the volunteers are elderly. They have been doing ongoing community service volunteering for years now. The TIMA team has the ability by using screenings to conduct early preventive care.
After completing the health assessments, it is not over yet. On the other side, local Tzu Chi volunteers are leading everyone in doing health exercises.
We hope to help them in their daily lives by being able to strengthen both the upper and lower limbs of their bodies.
It is not only to safeguard the health of the Tzu Chi volunteers, but the community elders as well. In the raining weather, the volunteers especially transported community seniors to come and get their blood pressure measured. After that's done, the happiest moment for everyone begins. Warming up the body by doing different stretches, there was also another activity of transforming recycled fans into something fun. All these things add a splash of color, and it helps to stimulate their brain activities as well. The elders laugh happily. The volunteers' love and devotion makes the lives of the remote area senior citizens full of energy.
There are many kinds of mushrooms which are rich in polysaccharides and dietary fiber. This can help digestion and control blood sugar. However, some people are allergic to polysaccharides, but through traditional Chinese medicine, it can greatly reduce allergic reaction symptoms.
Take a look at this meal in front of us. It has a variety of ingredients, appetizing vegetables with enticing colors, especially this mushroom. This is my favorite thing to eat. However, this specific food item for Miss Yang, who's sitting next to me, may be a problem item.
It's true, I can't eat any of those mushrooms. I'm very sensitive to them.
Miss Yang has a mushroom phobia. If what she's eating has any traces of mushrooms in it, she will meticulously pick them out. This is because she's allergic to them.
In the thigh and buttocks region, I will get many big patches of rashes. It will get very itchy. It's very uncomfortable.
The majority of people are actually allergic to the polysaccharides in mushrooms. In severe cases, individuals' throat will swell up, causing difficulties in breathing.
Some very typical allergic reaction symptoms are hives, blood vessel reactions, overall itchiness, and even swollen eyelids.
Through taking traditional Chinese medicine that aims at spleen recovery and removing inner humidity from our bodies, it will help to balance our immune system. This will in turn help alleviate allergic reactions.
These things come in from the GI tract. By adjusting the GI tract's immune response, it will make the original allergic reaction a lot gentler.
Taiwanese people love to eat mushrooms. Just the common types, there are a dozen of them. They are rich in dietary fiber and have high nutritional value.
The benefits of dietary fiber intake are smoother bowel movements, good cholesterol, and blood sugar control.
However, mushrooms belong in a category of medium-high potassium and high-purine foods. For patients with kidney disease and acute gout, nutritionists suggest not to eat too much mushrooms. Especially mushroom soup, it is best not to consume it at all.
To promote Jingsu product, City volunteers in Penang, Malaysia went to different communities and temples to teach people how to make nutritious snacks. Some senior volunteers also made mooncakes to support a charity event.
City volunteers bring Jingsu products to many different places to teach everyone how to make delicious snacks. The making process is simple. Knowing that it is the love from the Dharma masters of the Jingsu abode, everyone has deep reflections from it.
Everything is like pure from the heart, like you bake through your heart, in the first place. So I believe that when you eat anything, also once you bake with the happiness, the end result is all about joy and happiness.
They really like it, so I pledged to visit each place to teach them how to make handmade snacks. I hope that many people will have the chance to taste such healthy foods.
This time, the senior volunteers of a sutra singing group also make mooncakes by themselves. These 80 to 90-year-old volunteers want to do something for the charity activity on October 13th.
It's easy to make, and there are instructors who teach us. I've learned to make them in a very short time.
Seeing that each Tzu volunteer is quite devoted, I really feel very happy.
The mooncakes will be handed out to the residents who contribute their share to the charity events. They will hope that the power of goodness will spread indefinitely.
Yilan Chunyin community seniors regularly gather at their care service station on Wednesdays. Recently, Tzu volunteers invited these seniors and their families to learn about environmental protection at the Tzu Luodong recycling station. We'll leave you with these images at the end of our program. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.